Hi, this is Bill from Crestwood. In this video, we're going to show you how to change or rotate the inserts on the grinder. The first thing we're going to do is just take the old insert, or the insert we're going to rotate, we're going to take it off of there. Most likely going to need to use a breaker bar. There is Loctite on these inserts, and usually that's too much for an impact to break loose. Once you get it broken loose, you can switch to an impact and use that to remove it. You need to clear any debris that may be on this holder. You want to make sure there's no wood still stuck in there. You don't want anything on this mounting surface when you put your new tooth on. So I always take a flat file and I just rub it over the face of the holder. Just make sure that there's no old Loctite or anything like that on there. Now the tooth, if we're rotating it, you want to run the file on the bottom of the tooth to make sure that there aren't any old Loctite or anything like that on it either. So we'll set the insert on the holder and we'll just feel it to make sure that it's sitting flush, that it's not rocking back and forth. Apply a fresh coat of Loctite to the threads and we'll start it up underneath. So now if you have a worn surface on the tooth and you're doing a rotation, you want to put the worn surface in the back. You want the sharpest point in the front. So you can put your impact on the lowest setting and you can run the bolt back up into the tooth. But you don't want it to tighten the bolt completely. You just want it to help save some time. So the torque spec for the 1 1/4" inserts is 90 foot-pounds. If you have an 1 1/2" insert, that's also 90 foot-pounds. But then the 1-inch inserts, the torque spec is 37 foot-pounds. So we'll go ahead and tighten that to 90 foot-pounds. The final step in changing the inserts is to seat the insert into the groove. If you notice, you can kind of see that the insert is cocked to the side just a little bit because of the action of the torque wrench. So I'll get down here and I'll put a brass bar on the insert and I'll make sure that the tooth is square to the groove of the cutter head. Once you have that, you can move on to the next one. Most of the time, I'll do one step to all of the holders. So every one that I can see here, I'll take all the teeth off, then I'll clean all of the holders, and then I will set each one, put the Loctite on the bolt, and I will hand tighten each one. Then I'll go through and I'll zip them all in with the impact wrench, and then torque them all. And as I do multiple teeth, the one step to multiple teeth, it'll save me from constantly switching tools, and that will ultimately make the job take less time than if you're just doing it individually. If you do everything to one holder, then move on to the next one, you end up constantly switching tools and it ends up taking a lot longer than if you were to do it in that manner. At this point, you're finished changing the inserts on the grinder. You can go ahead and start grinding.